There are probably several hundred political podcasts out there. Does the world really need another political podcast? Well, yes. Now, podcasts themselves is a rather odd concept today because this is the 21st century where everything is a two-way communication. You post something and people can immediately respond. And a podcast doesn't have that. A podcast is a throwback to the old days of radio when you had a speaker and you had a bunch of listeners who really couldn't interact with the speaker. Political podcasts are that today, but then that's what politics is nowadays. There isn't dialogue. There aren't conversations taking place, and no one is interested in having conversations, except, of course, for conversations with people who already agree with you. Now, does the world need another political podcast? Well, in this day and age when all of the hundreds of political podcasts are either anti-Republican or anti-Democrat or anti-conservative or anti-labor or what have you, there's no dialogue. There's no talking about what's really going on. It's just throwing fireballs or spitballs or even Molotov cocktails at the other side. Nothing gets really talked about. Nothing gets really solved. There are very few exceptions to that. One that I will definitely applaud is the podcast and video podcast that Jon Stewart does, Weekly with Jon Stewart. He actually talks about what's going on in the world. He actually talks about the causes of what's going on in the world, and he talks to people about what do we do about it. Now, I'm no Jon Stewart. I don't have that level of talent. But I am a philosopher who has studied politics and, more importantly, studied the reasons behind things. Now, Jon Stewart will never ask me on his show, but what I can do is give my perspective on things. How much is that worth? Well, why don't you let me find out how much that's worth? Because I do actually want to get out of the echo chambers. I want to get out of the silos. I want to get out of partisan bickering that doesn't do a damn thing. I'm not aligned with any party. I'm not aligned with any movement. But I am someone who pays attention and who wants to get to the heart of matters, who wants to get to the foundational principles upon which we can build a better society. That, to me, is what philosophy is. And so this is this philosopher's perspective on political happenings throughout the world. And it's called I'm Not Your Echo Chamber. It's a podcast that is attached to my Substack account and publication, I'm Not Your Echo Chamber. Because I'm not. I'm not going to just parrot the nonsense that either the Democrats or the Republicans give. I'm going to talk plainly. I will have some guests on maybe at some point when they have something to say instead of just whining about things. We don't need more complaints. We don't need more partisan one-upsmanship. So, will I be worth listening to? I'll leave you to be the judge. But I'll try to say things that are worth talking about. And hopefully you will join me in that. Because we can do better than we're doing now. And maybe, just maybe, one voice can join many other voices that feel the same way.